let's go to the major division of the marching sport. No team dropped out this week. Receiving votes for Howard, the Showtime Marching Band, North Carolina A&T, the Blue and Gold Marching Machine, Florida A&M, the Marching 100. The Rattlers are still up in here. Let's get into our top 7. No changes at the top. Some changes around the poll ranking. At number 7, Tennessee State, the Aristocrat of Bands, 2-1 this past weekend. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, they had the matchup with Norfolk State, the Spartan Legion. Couldn't quite get it done. Very close, great matchup. But they stayed in number 7, remaining at 7 this week in week number 8. Number 6, you have Texas Southern, the Ocean of Soul, 3-0, undefeated this season, but they haven't had a matchup in the last couple of weeks. They've fallen a spot, to number 6 after previously being 5. Bringing us to number 5, Mississippi Valley State, Mean Green Marching Machine, 4-0, 1-0. Big matchup with Jackson State, Sonic Boom and South, 150.8 points. They fall from the 5 spot. I think they actually handled Jackson State really well, but Jackson State had
got too much for them. Yeah,
it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. It was the fact that they did a honor to the young man, the alpha young man that fell, and they had his initials. They played a song that honored him. And I think when you put that kind of emotion, you don't have to worry about anything else. The matchup was good. It wasn't just about having too much as you think about the Sonic. But you do something like that, you get people's attention and you're going to get the votes. I don't see how you cannot. And they did it in a very tremendous, moving fashion. And number 4, Southern Human Jukebox. They fall from number 2 spots. They had some bad luck. They hadn't had matchups over the past couple of weeks. Some of it's not their fault, but other teams are matching up, getting it done. And they fall from 2 all the way to 4, 4-1, 2-1, still holding 1 first place vote. And number 3, the Bethune-Cookman, the Marching Wildcats, 3-0, 1-0. They get it done. Surprising. At home, Jacksonville, Florida. They get it done against Southern Human Jukebox. Lackluster performance. I think being off kind of hurt the Jukebox. They were right in the mix. They still have 1 first place vote, 106 points. They move up 3 spots to number 6. And number 2, Jackson State, the Sonic Boom of the South, with that win over Mississippi Valley. They jump all the way up to the 2 spot from number 3, 5-1, 4-0, as they continue to get it done. 1 first place vote, 198 points. Number 1 still remains Norfolk State, the Spartan Legion, 5-0, 7 first place votes, as they lose 1 first place vote of being off this week, but they remain at number 1. With that being said, what are your thoughts on the rankings, starting with you, Charles?
Let's see what happens with Sonic Boom this week. They'll take a week off. They will not be going to UAPB. But I was trying to look and see where Bethune-Cookman was going to be this week. Yeah, Bethune-Cookman at Grambling. So it looks like Bethune-Cookman won't be traveling as well. Southern Human Jukebox. They got a good tilt with Texas Southern.
That's the top 7 matchup. That's the one you're looking for. That's the one I know you were looking for it. You gonna get it.
I was trying to find it. I was like, wait a second. Okay, that one gonna have some fire to it.
Hey, it's a little salty over there too. They done took it to the last couple of years in the class.
Yeah.
You got the son coming back home, and you know he gonna be ready to show out. They ain't performing in a couple of weeks.
I'm really ready to show out.
On them horns. It's gonna be fire down there, fireworks, whether it's on the football field in the stands or post the game in the 5th quarter. That one should be good.
That's gonna be a good one. Yep.
Live 80, Drew. What are your thoughts in terms of the marching sport this week? Rankings, week number 7.
Does anything in here really surprise anybody?
Here's a question.
Charles kind of perked up a couple of them. I think he was questioning where they were ranked. I think he was surprised when he saw Bethune-Cookman sneak up that high.
The question becomes: is Norfolk State, are they gonna have some battles going down the stretch? That's my question. Are the Spartan Legion gonna mix it up with somebody?
They might not have but one more. They need to get on the road to probably make sure they get maybe 2. So I think it's gonna be hard for them to stay at number 1. They put in a lot of work, so they probably top 4. So it'll be interesting there. And more importantly, they're certainly in the mix for the ESPN rankings. And after 80 Drew talks about his thoughts, we'll get an update on that one.
No, I mean it's pretty much cut and dry with this. Wait a minute, I lost my just lost my place on the rankings. Now all of a sudden my computer locked up and I'm trying.
No problem. As you were getting in it and give your thoughts, let me jump to HBCU game day as they released it, and then I'll come back and get your thoughts. They released their top 10. They have 10 Alabama State, the Marching Hornets. Number 9, FAMU Marching 100. 8, Tennessee State Aristocrat Bands. Number 7, Southern University. Human Jukebox at number 6, Prairie View A&M Marching Storm. Take a break here and give you an update in terms of the matchup. Charles checking it out. They had drove all the way down to right outside the 20. The previous play, before they got the interception, the tight end was wide open coming off with a slant. He drops the ball, and it hits the defensive back in the hand. He drops it. The next time, they tip it up, and they make sure they catch it. So you got an interception. South Carolina State has the ball back. Let's get in the top 5. Bethune-Cookman, Marching Wildcats, Texas Southern University, Ocean of Soul. Number 3, Jackson State, the Sonic Boom of the South. Number 2 is Norfolk State, Spartan Legion. So number 2, ESPN Poll. Number 1, North Carolina A&T, Blue and Gold Marching Machine. So much action going on out here. South Carolina State fumbles the ball. 54 for North Carolina. Still picks it up, runs it into the end zone. It is 13-0, waiting for the extra point. So even when they get the break, they can't hold on it. With all that being said, 80 Drew, a lot going around. What are your thoughts?
Wow.
Look, the question is, can Bethune or Southern sneak in and knock off one of those top 2? You know, everybody wants to see the boom in the box in Atlanta. But, well, they will rephrase that. Everybody in the SWAC seems like they want to see the boom in the box. But the rest of the HBCU sports diaspora wants to see, you know, somebody else. Now, we don't know where they are in the official rankings, but looking at your ranking, Dr. Cavil, Norfolk State is going to be tough to beat. Norfolk State just has that sound. They are there in the MEAC. Nope. Honestly, I don't think anybody in the MEAC is going to challenge them. Point blank. Question is, can the Boom, who's sitting in number 2 right now, have enough challenges to be able to overtake Norfolk State?
Got Texas Southern, got Alcorn. That's enough.
Oh no, I mean the opportunity is going to be there.
They also had a Bayou Classic, Charles.
Yeah, Southern.
I said the Boom.
Classic. Yeah.
Oh, the Boom.
Yeah, I was talking about the Boom.
Oh, they got Texas Southern going up for Jackson State.
Yeah, well,
yeah, because they came down,
Southern.
didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Usually pretty good. They were returning that. Great point. It'll be interesting going down the stretch. I will say this. Obviously, what is more important than our poll ranking, not to say that I don't love what we do here, but I was stunned with this. Southern fell to number 7. So as you talked about being in that top 4, they might find a way to be in the top 4 in our poll, but they got some work to do with and remember, they only have one more chance to present their case for the end of December. End of November, I should say. They were 7 overall. They break down the auxiliary. Check this out. Top 4 in terms of auxiliary, according to those that rank these. Number 4, Texas Southern. Number 3, North Carolina A&T. Number 2, Norfolk State. Number 1, Jackson State. Southern ranked all the way at number 8. Drum majors. Number 4, North Carolina A&T. Number 3, Alabama State. Number 2, Prairie View A&M. Number 1, Tennessee State. Southern was number 6 in terms of drum major. Musicality. Number 4, Southern. We always recognize them for that. I think pretty easy. Number 3, Norfolk State. We've learned a lot about them. Number 2, Jackson State. Obviously, many people certainly appreciate the musicality of the Boom. Number 1, North Carolina A&T. A lot of folks on that side of the track, if you want to use that frame, they've always told us about A&T and Norfolk in terms of their musicality. So that's answering up. Percussion. Number 4, Jackson State. Number 3, Morgan State. Number 2, Norfolk State. Number 1, North Carolina A&T. Just out of that, I got to give a shout out. Number 5 is Prairie View. Southern is missing in the top 10. So they might be at 11 or 12 because they rank all of them, but they're outside of the top 10 in terms of percussion.
That percussion field, that's gonna always rest in the MEAC. Or that's gonna always rest on those MEAC schools because they really feature their percussion. That's just something you don't see a lot in SWAC.
And you see that with Prairie View, they tend over the years.
Prairie View has,
has that kind of framework. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you, but I never would have thought Southern would be out the top 10. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what is bringing their overall ranking down. And remember, it's what you submit. So you better really think about what you're going to submit for them to analyze. They could have just had a bad week and they decided they submitted. And you see the proof, or at least what they think. The last one here before we take our final break, come back and do the matchups at the mid-major level. Pitcher/drill design, top 4 with Jackson State, Bethune-Cookman, Norfolk State, North Carolina A&T. You see Jackson State relatively high in all these rankings, which is easy to see. You see A&T ranked high in all these rankings. You see Norfolk high in all these rankings and what you see in there. They do have Southern at 5 just outside of that to give you some indication there. Tennessee State, FAMU, just to give you some other ones, are outside of that. Those are the 5 measures they use. And so I thought that was fascinating. The fact that they added that from last time to give you some more clarification. So I have some appreciation of that. With that